What do you think of when you picture someone who's chronically ill? Now, you probably just envision someone laying in a hospital bed connected to tons of machines and tubes and wires, not the 16-year-old girl in your public speaking class. But there are millions of people who are just like me who have chronic illnesses that you can't see from the outside. And there are hundreds of these invisible chronic illnesses that affect people all over the world. But today you're just going to learn about one, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, POTS for short, that is the condition that I have. And you're going to learn about how it affects millions of people worldwide. You're going to learn about how many people are affected by POTS, how it affects these people, and why it's so important for people to know and understand. But first, let's start with some numbers. There are millions of people that are affected by POTS. According to a study done by Dysautonomia International, a research and advocacy group run by a decorated group of doctors, states that an estimated 1 to 3 million people in America alone are affected by POTS. And it is also estimated in the same study by Dysautonomia International that 80% of these people that are affected by POTS are female. Now, let's talk about how these people are affected. They often suffer a myriad of symptoms that are life-changing. Now, what symptoms they have vary from person to person. But this is the list of symptoms from the Johns Hopkins website, an institution ranked number 4 in the nation. Severe fatigue, lightheadedness, brain fog, heart palpitations, nausea and vomiting, headaches, excessive sweating, shakiness, exercise intolerance, a pale complexion, and discoloration of limbs below the heart. Now, while these symptoms are not fatal, they can be very debilitating to these people. According to a study done by Dysautonomia International, approximately 25% of POTS patients are disabled to the point that they can't work or go to school. And researchers have found that the quality of life for people with POTS is comparable to the quality of life for patients on dialysis for kidney failure. So why do you need to learn about this? Why is it so important for you to understand? It's important to learn about POTS so people can get the care that they need without judgment. According to a study done by Dysautonomia International, just on average, the diagnostic delay for POTS is 5 years and 11 months. This means that people can go with symptoms for almost 6 years without treatment or care. And 50% of these people in the study had to travel 100 miles or more from their home to receive care from a qualified doctor. And in this same study, 59% of these patients were told by doctors that their symptoms were all in their head before they were diagnosed. And this is all due to a lack of knowledge about POTS. Because when doctors see a condition that they can't see a visible cause for, they often jump to the mental illness conclusion, which is not always correct. Oftentimes, in the situations that involve invisible chronic illnesses. But in conclusion, POTS is a complex condition that is often misunderstood. So, today you learned about POTS and how it affects people worldwide. You learned about how many people are affected, how they are affected, and why it's so important to learn about. So next time, when you think about someone with a chronic illness, picture the 16-year-old girl in your public speaking class and the other of millions of people with invisible chronic illnesses.